What's up? How y'all doing? This is Lee Majors once again. Another night at work. Putting in work. God know how it is. Putting in that good old work. Well, going off the last conversation that I had with y'all about, financing things through your policy and all of that other shit. I wanted to get more into depth about using other financial entities to finance your lifestyle. Now, what I was saying earlier about using the policies, you can use that to get a lien or to get loans, and you can finance the loans with the policy as long as you pay the premium. And when you stack your financial portfolio or whatever, right, you want to put more cash into your investment. It's like, how does the bank, how they make their money? They loan you money and then charge you interest on your money. All right? So you paying back interest on the amount or whatever set rate amount that they're charging you for actually loaning the money. Well, interest could be your best friend if you invest into things that pay you interest by putting your money into other businesses. I don't give a fuck if it's a candy business, a barbershop business, the stock market, or whatever. But you need something to help you pay points on your money. And the more money that you put into it, the more you're gonna get from it. Now, you could be putting away maybe $900 or $800 a month for about a good 60 years. And that money could collect good interest. You could chop that up. That money can collect good interest. And whatever accounts that you got that's paying you interest on that money. Now, if you got more than one machine that's actually doing that, right, then you have to add all the percentages from all those different things that's paying you a percent on whatever monies that you stuffing in there. Now, if you got 15% that you putting away every month, and you fragment that up and you chopping that up into little fine pieces, you want to get you want to make at least 12% interest on your money every fucking year. That ain't no different than what the hell Warren Buffett does. When you find out these various different informations, your life will run so much better, because guess what? Niggas out there ain't got to hustle and risk their life for that little bit of shit that they got. Selling drugs is old, dude. It's old. Nobody wins that game. It's set up for nobody to win. So now, you have to be definitely creative. It's set up for nobody to win. And if you do make a lot of money, all that shit gonna go back to lawyers. So you might as well work and get a regular job and get some patience on your hands. Because I'm gonna tell you something. All they gonna do is just take your motherfucking money. You gotta pay lawyers, you gotta pay this nigga, that nigga, then you gotta pay for goons, then you gotta be paranoid, then you gotta pay for security if you working, with crooked cops. So all you niggas out there that's talking about that y'all selling and holding and trapping and doing all that other shit, whatever, because ain't no more money in that shit. And they know that. They know that. They letting only a certain few be able to do something. So now it's time to start putting money, it's time for motherfuckers to start creating, stuff that people can use to make money. Just sift out all the bullshit. So you gotta ask yourself, what can I put my money into? I was telling one young lady tonight about how she can create her own job. She can get a bag of supplies and make these little fun bags for travel supplies and put them together and travel around and sell those bags. Little small deodorants, toothbrushes and shit like that. Niggas need to brush their teeth. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gotta wash up underneath their arms. You bitches out there need douche. You bitches out there need douche to wash off fucking pussy and shit like that. Get a nice little bag, you know, nice little party gift bag with douche, panty liners, you know what I'm saying? Some vitamins in that motherfucker. You know, a little survival pack. Urban Special Forces all day. You know what I'm saying? A little survival pack. A little chewing gum, a little smell good, little bottles of mouthwash, and put a bow on that motherfucker and say, this is the shit you can keep in your car or at your significant other or your travel bag for when you want to go out. You got traveling toothbrush, toothpaste, like, you know, put the little shit like you find in a hotel or whatever or something in there, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, you know, you have nice soap, little Dove bars of soap that you can use, you know what I mean? You have a little supply baggie. You know, I told him to put some condoms in that motherfucker. Not only is you helping the community, you know, you wearing, you know, you got stuff in there for people's hygiene. Plus, you may got some niggas out here that's too goddamn cheap or fucked up to buy a little stuff, and they can get a little $10 bag of some survival kit supplies, you know what I'm saying, from you. And this is what I was telling her. And I'm like, look, she can make the bag up $5 per bag and sell them for $10 a bag. And keep flipping. It was a young man, well, a guy, one of the guys that I work for here at the shop, he was telling me how his son had fucked around and sold boxes of candy bars and bought his first motherfucking truck. So this nigga could sell boxes of Snickers and motherfucking, you know, Three Musketeers and shit at $2 a candy bar, cause niggas be liking that candy offhand, and he sold enough of that shit and bought himself a vehicle. He could have sold coke, he could have sold dope, he could have sold anything else. But he chose to sell candy and was relentless at it. At $1.50 a week. That's light bill, almost a quarter, that's almost rent money. All for selling some candy. And all he did was dedicate maybe 4 or 5 hours a day, which is less than the work shift, you know, in the shop. Now, let me give you a prime example. You got the schools that be sending the kids out to sell that fundraiser shit for the kids, hustling the kids. And they do that shit. See, my money management channel and program is gonna have a lot of stories on here where it tell you how you can take some of the most simplest things and capitalize off of it. You know, I'm gonna share with you, you know, different things I used to do and different things I seen other motherfuckers do far as making money. I mean, you know, from selling chicken to selling CDs. My bad. But anyway, yeah, pretty much other shit that niggas, you know what I'm saying, is that other niggas be selling or have sold or whatever. And you ain't gotta sell no motherfucking drugs to do that. You can get $100, man, and you can put something together and you can flip that. It could be selling rubbing alcohol. Niggas need rubbing alcohol. A motherfucker can't get to the store and get some rubbing alcohol. But guess what? If you got that shit right then and there, and you come to any fucking local barbershop or any place where people are sitting down and show them the gift bags and shit like that and decorate that motherfucker, you can make a sale on something. So it's not hard, you know what I'm saying, to make money. You know, I even told her, you know, that she could put this together and sell these little travel bags. Like, for instance, right, you got this shit right here. Little small bottles of this. You know what I'm saying? Little hair moisturizers and shit. I told her she could put that shit together for females, and females do support other females. And I'm gonna tell you something, that shit comes in handy. It was a dude around here that's selling socks, you know what I'm saying, hats and gloves and shit like that for when it get cold. And he puts a better price in the store. Plus, by him, you know, being a black man, and you know, he could have been doing anything else, but he's worrying about selling people. So you know, he's worrying about making sure that people got hats and mittens and shit like that, so that way that they could cover their head, face, and neck and shit, so they won't get bit by the cold. Why not support them? You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll be sharing a lot of stories with you on, fucking, on what niggas be selling this shit. You got motherfuckers that's selling, pink, whatever the fuck this is, pink privacy, fucking shea butter, organic. You got many different people selling shit. There's one nigga that come here that sell bean pies. From the nation. He sell bean pies. Beans pack a lot of motherfucking protein. You dig? So I buy what? I spend like $6 a week. So he makes $6 a week off of me, with cinnamon and shit like that. He making sure that I'm all right. If you see me walking around people as me at work right now, I'm up here cleaning up. I give a service. I make sure that shit is disinfected. Everything is clean. Things are fucking organized so that way we can keep operating. Special Forces style, baby. You know what I'm saying? Last man always the last man leaving. So I got to be Trump motherfucking tight. Everything is all right. You know why I'm confident? You have to be confident. When you got your shit together, you can be confident. People mistake confidence for being arrogant, and it's not even that, because it's a sense of freedom. Everybody want control, of their shit. Everybody want control, man. And in order to have control, you have to be organized. You have to be motherfucking organized. That's how you have control, man. You gotta be organized. When you're not organized, then you lose control because you don't know where shit is. So you buy and sell things. I would advise everybody out there, all right, put something together that people can use and go hand in hand at first. Test the markets. Create something that we could use, that niggas could buy, that motherfuckers could purchase. You know what I'm saying? It could be a new goddamn broom. Make a couple of prototypes or sell the prototypes on the street. Some t-shirts with some nice fabric. Excuse me for spitting and shit. But some t-shirts with some nice fabric and shit like that. That niggas could use. It could be a looking glass. You know what I'm saying? Magnifying glasses. Or a glass kit. I don't give a fuck what it is. If we can find some use for it, or a little small tool bag you can sell for $3 a clip. Little survival shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you got these little survival bags. And you can sell it for $10. Air dust and shit in there. You got, little small, little window washing fluid and shit in there. You know what I'm saying? That niggas could get. You help motherfuckers save money. Flipping cases and shit like that. You dig? That's what you do. Buy it for one, sell it for two or three. At $3 a bucket. You know what I mean? Window washing fluid. So you can sell it for cases of window washing fluid. But you buy and sell shit. That's how you do it. Buying and selling. So, I don't know. But where I lead off at, the buying and selling part. Buying and selling. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I was telling me to rotate my device. I don't know why the fuck. Anyway, my fault for the interruption, y'all. But buying and selling, let me get back up on topic. But you buying and selling shit, and basically, after you make money, you know, you start to generate a customer. You start to generate customers, and to generate a good customer base, it's going to take you about a good year if you're doing it on foot, just to start off on a small neighborhood scale level. A good year where people could get familiar with you and they see you doing the same thing. And through consistency and through, how can I say, relationships, you know, because people see you, especially our people, you have to build a certain relationship in order for black folks to spend their money with you. You know what I'm saying? So you build these relationships, and then all of a sudden they start to look at your product. Also, too, the presentation of your product. You want to make sure that the presentation is correct. You understand what I'm saying? So you may have a couple of, bags or whatever, or where you selling, you know, little traveling, you know, your own little personal travel bag kits that you have, and you know, it has all your necessary stuff in there. And that's how you do it. And for each kit, you know, each kit could cost 10, 12, or yeah, each kit could cost like $10. Each one of them motherfuckers could cost like $10. Each one of them, $10. And with that, you can go on ahead and flip that. So let's just say if you had 10 survival kits on you, all right, and you sell them for $10 a piece, your markup would be $100. You take that 100, you take 50 out of that, pay yourself. Take that other 50, have you another 10, you know, another 10 survival kits. Then after that, you take that 50, do the same process again, then you done made an extra $100. And you just keep flipping. And you keep flipping and you keep flipping and you keep flipping till you move like 100 packages. Next thing you know, if you move 100 of them things, that's $1,000 motherfucking dollars that you done made, that you didn't see before. You know, I used to work for this shit called Soul Wings. This dude named Anthony and shit like that. He was going around fucking people, you know. And I tell you these little stories. He was opening up a little restaurant. This shit was up in Forestville or whatever, Forestville Mall. But he worked, you know, he was working people, you know what I'm saying, open up a restaurant or whatever. But I looked at his prices, right? And, you know, this nigga was getting quick money, even though he was jerking his workers. He was a fucking dirtbag, you know. Good person to talk to. A good person to talk to, but he fucked people over. And he knows he's a fuck boy. And I tell him in his face that he a fuck boy. But we still could be cool, but he's a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? He fucked people over for their money, wouldn't pay motherfuckers on time, none of that shit. But this nigga was clocking $5,000 to $6,000 a day, because I worked with him. And I was watching him make the money. And he would buy cases of chicken wings and shit like that. And, you know, I mean, he would sell 200-300 containers. Now, each container, depending on what you bought, because it was like a soul food restaurant, like he would sell, you know, like if you buy like 10 wings, right? 10 wings, you get like yams and and what the fuck, some greens and shit like that. You know, for every container, he was making probably like $11. You know, maybe like 11. So 89 wings per serving. He was making like $9.98 or $10 and like 50 cents off of each joint. You know, and he would definitely, like, in a busy ass lunch rush, we do go through like 100 containers. He been and made like at least a good like $2,000-$3,000. You know what I'm saying, within a couple of hours. And then I was fast as shit within getting the food out. So pretty much, you know, he was getting it. I ain't like to pay niggas, but he was getting it and will work your ass to death and will owe you money like shit. He is the type of man that you know what I'm saying, give black men a bad name when it comes to running business. You know, he made a lot of money, owed a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Him and his bitch ass wife. You know, granted, you know, he paid me all my money that he owed me, but he still owed me money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He owed me still a few hundred, but I just didn't give a fuck. It was just that people like him will make you kill him. You know what I'm saying? Because he playing with people's livelihood. But anyway, I'm just using this shit for example. He stayed there for about 6 months. The nigga made over $250,000. $250,000 off of buying cases of chicken wings and doing a quick flip. Even though he wasn't honest about his shit, I watched mathematically how he got in and got out and didn't pay no one. You know, and I come to find out that he was, you know, hopping. You know, he was down, he had another kitchen down in D.C. It's called Soul Wings. I don't think they're around no more. I think they actually caught up with his ass and did something to his business or whatever. But he does shit down at the Goodman League and shit like that. He's a fucking dirtbag. And then you out there to see this video, for people, don't ever deal with that dude. But I watched him, you know, through his schemes and shit like that. I watched him how he hid his money. You know, and he was, you know, he real good with his mouth. He's a non-confrontational type of dude. So trying to fuck him up, you know, me coming from the streets of Baltimore, you know, you have to be a thinker. You have to be a chess player. You know, our way of hustling down there is very different from where I'm at now up here. You know, when I was coming up, you know, as far as numbers and being good with money and managing money and shit like that, your count had to be right. Any nigga that hustled or sold drugs down there or come from down there, I'm an East Side nigga. East Side all day, you know what I'm saying? Jefferson and Madura Street first, Douglas Home first, then Jefferson and Madura Street. You know what I'm saying? I grew up all down on the East Side end. Right across the street, Douglas Home Projects. You know, I'm from the day where we had the towers. You understand what I'm saying? Corned Beef Jacks. You know, Lafayette. Murphy Homes, Perkins, and shit like that. 120, the 135 building. That building, millions of dollars worth of drugs used to get sold out of that building until they blew everything up. You know, coming from Baltimore, and I tell you what this got to do with managing money, you know, is a definite city where you have a lot of workers, a lot of factory workers, like kind of like Detroit. You know, so when they closed down the factory, I mean, it's a dope brand, mob brand city. And you had rules. You had to have a certain amount of discipline if you was to have money. Even still till now, with the newer generation, it's still somewhat, them niggas is a little bit wild and a little bit off the hook than what the fuck we was. But I came up down there through the fucking Reagan era. You understand what I'm saying? So you can imagine how shit was down there. Straight up and down. You had to know your shit. You working for niggas and shit, and you got to turn your motherfucking money in. It's a crew of y'all hustling. You know what I'm saying? You had to be good on your motherfucking count. All that short shit. You know, niggas ain't take that shit. That's different from these niggas up here in D.C. and PG County area. You know, when they come to doing shit. Back in Baltimore, you couldn't, man, half the shit that niggas is getting away with up here, especially acting bitch made, back in them times, you wouldn't have got away with that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is first said you acting like a whore. And for a nigga down there to call you a whore, straight up, you's a whore. That's the worstest shit that you can get called. I'd rather be called a Bama than a whore ass nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And you got a lot of whore ass niggas out here that don't know how to manage shit. They don't. But like I said, back in Baltimore, we not just only hustle drugs. It will be things that we have like the sweetest bananas and motherfucking strawberries and shit with a horse and a buggy hustling fruit. Hustling motherfucking fruit, and I'm talking about flipping that shit. These were active addicts that was active, because when you hooked on dope, you know, you get ill. You'll get sick if you don't have that shit in your system. So these niggas came up with all kinds of shit. Hacking, which they now call Uber. But I remember back in the day, we used to get $5 hacks. Niggas used to sit out front, you know what I'm saying, in order for us to get home, go to Murray Steakhouse and shit like that. They got Ubers now, but back then, they got that shit $5 hacks. You got a hack for $5. Look at the name. You could tell I came from that era because of the name. You know, you go to the fish market, whatever. Yo, $5 hacks, $5 hacks. That's how niggas would do that shit. Anyway. Drinking on a nice, good Rip It energy drink, y'all. You see that? The Rip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, very good. It beats out all them other. It don't have that after fucked up taste like all them other shits. Fuck Monster and fuck all the rest of them joints. It's all about the 99-cent Rip It. I've been fucking with these niggas since 1997 when the nigga was selling the shit out of the basement. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is that you can make money. You can make money. It's all about what you're putting your money into. I don't give a fuck if it's a box of Windex. You can go pick up a case of Windex and sell each Windex for $6 goddamn dollars. It's niggas that need Windex out here. You can buy and sell toothpaste. You know, you can make yourself some use of something. Everybody need to brush their motherfucking teeth. We need motherfuckers that sell all kinds of shit. Bitches walk around out here with stinky ass pussy. We need a motherfucker to sell some douche throughout the whole course of the week, especially at the end of the month. You can sell a couple cases of that shit. Look, I'm a maintenance man. I'm a janitor. I clean up after these motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. Bitches be having all type of coochie hairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, man. Literally. Fish smell, all that other shit. These bitches be needing that shit. You know? And then plus they do a lot of fucking, so the pussy be wore out like a pack of fucking roast beef. You can put a pussy packet together, or a bag or something, that whole shit that a bitch that is dedicated to doing nothing but cleaning her coochie. Her vagina. You know what I'm saying? Underneath the motherfucking arms and between them lips and shit like that. You know? Since they want to act all that, you know what I'm saying? And don't have no shame in your game about it. Be like, yo, I got ass packs. You know what I'm saying? Shit to clean your ass with. And they gotta that shit. You know? You can sell some nice douche. You know what I'm saying? That clean, you know, monkey rinse. You know, all types of shit, yo. It's all creative different ways to make money. I do the herbal healing shit on the side. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be having back pains. I use my martial arts skills, you know what I'm saying, to heal niggas. All types of shit. I vacuum clean cars. We have all types of side hustles. It's all many different ways of making money. Now, after you make the money, depending on what you do with it, that's on you. So you reinvest that money into what? Your household or your policies. From your policies, you know what I'm saying, to your money marketing accounts, If you got stock, buy more stock with the money that you earn off from the streets, but you have to make your money work. You got to make your money work. And when you make your money work, half the battle is motherfucking won. Because it's not sitting there doing nothing. It's not sitting there doing nothing, yo. You sit. I want y'all to pay more attention to what's snatching interest out of the house. I really want y'all to do that. You know, I want you to look at how much these banks are charging you annually and really understand the fees that you're paying yearly. Because if you're dealing with these people and you putting your money and they keeping their money in their banks, they eating off your money, man. They are eating off your money. They're eating off your money more than what you want them to. Why you think that they tell you that, okay, well, you can't fuck with this such and such a bank, not unless you keep a certain amount in there. You know, something that's too good to be true, you know what I'm saying, is always a catch behind that shit. You know, why y'all don't, you know, you got banks that, okay, well, they don't charge you certain fees and shit like that, but they make money off of you in other different ways. You know, they loan your money out to other people. The credit unions, all of them shits. I'm not, you know, I don't know too much about the credit unions. I know they got some good money marketing accounts and shit like that. I ain't really hear too much bad shit about them. But Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and all these other motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, Newport, PNC, and all that other shit, they some Mark Buster ass bitches, man. They some fucking busters. You understand what I'm saying? They are the fucking Newport, fucking suck them down cigarettes of charging niggas interest out this motherfucker. Interest. Look at it. House loan. You could be getting loans and all that shit from other, you know, from the same goddamn bank. You got 35% interest that you paying on. You know what I'm saying? So every month you got money going out of the house and it seems like shit ain't budging or moving because of the fact that they're charging you so much interest you have to work 3 jobs just to keep up with shit. Who the fuck wants to do that? So you gotta make 3 times the money in order to keep up with 3 times the interest that they charging you. So you just keep working, and by the time you pay that off, you know you got years down the line where shit just may move. Whole time you haven't read the fine print. You haven't read the fine print. You think that when you pay your car payment, that whole payment go towards the fucking car? No. That car, man, you may have $50 or $60 go towards a goddamn car payment, for real. As far as the breakdown. When you break that money payment down, like all that shit goes into the fees. So the only way to beat that shit is that you have to send them more than what's required, than what you agreed upon. You know what I'm saying? If you got a car note that's $498 a month, right? Send them niggas $700 a month. Send them $700 a month. So that's about it. You send them niggas $700 a month, and shit, you all good in the house. But anyway, I'm gonna hit y'all up with another interview, and I'm out for right now, and that's my rant. This is 5.1. Lee Majors, Urban Special Forces, Reborn Soldiers, out.